What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 96 of EZPZ Podcast, coming at you just after Thanksgiving, breaking the 4th, Shaun. We got a great show for you this week. Joining me in Studio EZPZ, Des Moines, Iowa, Nick.
What's up, guys?
What up, Nick? And we got Trey up in here. What's going on, Trey? We got a good show, though. We're going to talk about some Thanksgiving stuff. Like I said, that just happened. We got that fan that was awarded $4.5 million again in a lawsuit against Skrillex. Kevin Smith on Bill Maher, Stan Lee comments, which happened. Those comments came out right after the podcast last week. So I actually think I texted you guys. Yeah. It was like, or maybe it was it Luis? No, it was 2 weeks ago then. Yeah, because Nick was on. Yep. But yeah, it was Bill Maher. It's just such a turd. We'll get into it. But The Lion King 2018 versus 1994, because we got the new trailer just dropped. I think it was on Thanksgiving, or it was on the Wednesday before.
Yeah, it was during a football game or something.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving during the football game. Yeah, good call, Nick, because we were actually watching it live.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. So let's just dive in. We got some other stuff that we could creep into. Let's just dive into that Thanksgiving stuff. I want to hear from Trey. I want to hear what you guys did on Thanksgiving this year.
Okay, well, shit. I guess we woke up early, started playing some board games with my dad, and then watched some TV, went over to my grandma's house for like 3 hours, ate all of the appetizers, was completely full, went over to my mom's house, ate dinner, was completely full, ate pie, was completely full, got drunk, wanted to barf.
Did you barf?
No, okay. Dude. I haven't been popping lately. I've been withholding the barf.
Yeah, for sure. You've been doing pretty good. Because you said that usually you can only drink a couple beers, right? And then
it's something with my stomach, dude. I don't know what it is, but alcohol does not agree with me very well.
So it's not just beer, it's alcohol, right?
Yeah, liquor is way worse. Okay. Beer is chill. Liquor, I'm gonna usually toss some cookies up in the air and say my prayers or whatever, but
yeah, for sure. So you had the same situation, it sounds like, for me, where you had to go from point A to point B to point C, and then you were in every single instance you were having to stuff your face because you don't want to show any disrespect, and also the food is so amazing.
Yeah, we were lucky because Gail's family was out of town, so I could focus on my divorced family, I had to make the choice between going to dinner at my mom's house or going at my grandma's house because they put it all on you, and still dealing with the fallout of a divorce 20 years later, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So who got divorced then?
My parents is what I'm saying.
Oh,
So I have two families still because they can't just do it together or
I guess I don't know why I thought your mom and dad were still married. I don't know why. But I know now that makes sense because your dad's in town for last week or so, right?
Yeah.
So he just comes and goes. That would make sense. Yeah.
My mom lives in town or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is. Your mom lives here and your dad comes back to town.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have my mom lives out of town, so I only have to deal with my family and Lydia's family, but they both do. We do Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day, and so does her family, her dad's side, and then we have her mom's does it on Fridays now. There's been a year or two, I think, where we did all three in a day on Thanksgiving, which is insane.
Well, that's cool of her mom to do it on Friday, because that would make my life easier if one of them did it on Friday.
Exactly. Yeah.
So. It's just stubbornness for that holiday, and my grandma's definitely not going to do it. My mom's probably not going to do something like that where they don't do it on the actual holiday.
It's not like Christmas Eve or Christmas where you have Christmas and Christmas Eve, Yeah. It's Thanksgiving and that's it. So yeah, you're right. It is really cool of her mom to just be hey, I'll be the one that has it on a different day.
Yeah.
It works out pretty okay actually because her mom has friends that invite her every year. So she has somewhere to be too, for dinner on Thanksgiving. So it all works out.
Right.
But yeah, so we went to my family's and I got to wrestle with my nieces for an hour and a half. That was pretty fun. they are annoying as hell. But they're not annoying if you only are there for like just a little while.
You just need a little bit.
But like I can see where, oh my gosh, I can't handle this anymore. Like they just always have so much energy and they always want to wrestle, like just and get in my face or like punching me and like wanting me to throw them
that's
around.
what I'm saying, dude. At my grandma's, like I had 2 cousins on me, just like beating one of them was just beating the shit out of me, calling me Wienerhead Trey. No parents involved. No one's stopping this. I'm just getting completely like beat to shit.
You're crying.
How old is he?
Then he's like probably 4,
Okay.
maybe going on 5, probably 5 because he can play the ukulele like a boss now. But I don't know, dude. It's crazy. But so he's beating the shit out of me, calling me Wienerhead Trey, and then my fucking other cousin, like I start taking control of the situation, tickling Matthew. Then my other cousin comes out of nowhere and just sucker punches the shit out of me in the jaw.
You?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
It was fucked up. Well, it was more of like a but then,
So like a full-handed slap?
yeah,
Okay.
but like
It has some
forcefully like pushing my face down to the ground. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Just getting the crap beat out of me.
That's
But what can you
fantastic.
do? Like they're only like my nieces are 3 and 2, and like so I was just literally throwing them on this gigantic like 6-foot teddy bear that my mom sent them. So for some reason she sent them a 6-foot teddy bear. I don't know, but I was just like launching them across the room onto that.
Yeah,
That's all you can do is use force.
Yeah.
Use your superior body power and just annihilate them. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
But they love it and they just keep coming back for more.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
annoying.
exactly. Like it's so weird. Like, I don't want kids at all, but I'm grateful to have. Thankful, it's the time to be thankful. But I am really legit thankful to have nieces and nephews because it does further my reasoning for not having kids at all.
Yeah,
like,
no,
just in a small way. I don't mean that make like rude and gross, but like it's just like I'm not ready. I don't want that like constant needing to tend to. I'm already annoyed when my cat tries to sneak into my office or something once a day, or like tries to sneak out of the house, or like he's clawing at just now the blinds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, and I like right before you guys showed up.
Other people's kids are the best. Like you can just walk away after an hour. You're like, oh, they're annoying.
You don't
I'm
have to-
done with that.
Yeah,
Peace.
exactly. You did like the wash your hands of this, and that's
Yeah.
totally how I feel. I love it.
Exactly.
They start screaming or something, like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's still pretty fun though. I got the Macy's Day Parade put up on. They don't have like cable because they have a brain. We're at my sister's. What I'm trying to say, and she doesn't have like cable and pay for satellite or any of that stupid stuff. So I pulled it up on YouTube through like their Roku, and it was pretty legit. So I got to see most of the parade. I didn't see Goku fly by though. The first time an anime character has ever been in the
I
parade.
heard Al Roker like butchered that shit or whatever.
Yeah, dude. I was on Twitter later that night, Thanksgiving Day, and I heard about it too. I should look it up and see what he said exactly. But he just completely butchered like 3 different characters that he had never heard of before.
Well, he just like mispronounced Cyan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he like
Cyan.
yeah, something like that, and like I don't know, just
That's
like dumb
great.
shit, like that you can't really blame someone for not watching the show.
Sure.
But like, I don't know, man. I kind of pegged Al Roker for an anime fan, honestly. I could see him doing like that Naruto run or something, like just like, like down the side of the parade.
Now, 20 years ago, he would not be able to run. He was like 150 pounds overweight.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Al
Man.
Roker used to be like
Holy shit,
400
that's the same guy.
Yeah.
I just had an epiphany right there. That's great.
Really? You did?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's great.
I love how those people like are so they're in like part of everyone's life. Matt Lauer, even though he's obviously a garbage piece of shit, but like Katie Couric, Al Roker, Matt Lauer, and then that one other lady. Remember any of the other ones? I used to watch like that show, that morning show, like before school.
The Today Show or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Today Show. It was on channel 13 or something.
I would never watch that like on purpose. It just I would naturally like get some secondhand exposure to that shit, you know. Like
I would just
through
be
my
like
mom
eating
or-
my cereal or something and watching it. It was like long after Gargoyles, because I think Gargoyles was like 5:30 a.m. to 6, and then that came on from 6 to 10.
Dude, I found a way
Yeah.
to watch cartoons all the way to the bell. Honestly,
All
Pokemon
the way
came
to the
on
bell.
right before you would. I always would watch like half an episode of Pokemon right before
Yeah.
school, and like I had my mom record them on VHS every day.
Oh, man.
So I knew there was cartoons up to me leaving for school for sure.
That's great.
I would never be.
No, oh yeah, so this is on
Intent-
channel 13 is what I mean. There's obviously like channel 5, channel 8,
Yeah.
KDSM, which was kids like that. Fox channel,
what you're
or like
talking
it was Fox, but it was like the local affiliate. So it was like
Fox 17, baby.
yeah.
No, KDSM.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But so one of my traditions, I just want to kind of bring up any traditions we may have, is watching that Macy's Day Parade and then looking through the Black Friday ads, or like the now it's a $5 newspaper. I could not believe it.
Oh, you have to pay for it?
Oh yeah, of course. You have to pay for a newspaper.
Yeah.
Printing costs money.
It used to be like a quarter, and then you'd steal the whole stack of newspapers.
Right.
From
Yeah.
the-
Well,
in the
that's what I'm
machine,
saying.
yeah.
It seems like a lot.
Yeah,
But it
$5
has like the holiday ads, all like the coupons from Michaels and all that junk. But it used to be like $1.50. Then I remember when it went up to $2.50, and then because I used to work at Come and Go, obviously, so I'd work on Thanksgiving and have to deal with people freaking out. Oh, you're out? Yeah, it's noon, dude. People pick those up before like 11 a.m.
Right.
On the way to families' houses. But we looked through there, and I was gonna ask you guys what was your favorite ad growing up. Mine was probably GameStop because of all of the video games, obviously.
Yeah.
Your favorite like ad, like
Yeah.
as in commercial or as
Oh,
in,
sorry,
like,
I meant like
catalog.
Yeah, like a catalog that came in like the Sunday newspaper.
Oh, dude, I don't even know. I think I remember the thing that me and my brothers and sisters circled the most. It wasn't like Black Friday ad or anything like that, but we had this like big book of Pokemon cards, like of every Pokemon card, and it was just like a list of them, and we just circle them all the time.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Like-
Was it like Beckett? Like
No, it was like a Pojo or something like that,
yeah.
but it was like
Pokemon Dojo.
Yeah, but it had this it was a big, thick, like, encyclopedia that had, like, deck lists and every card, and then also, like, you know, like, the movie trading cards and stuff.
Yeah,
it had a
the
list of
special
all of
ones.
those, too. So we would do, like, marathon circling. It's like, it'd be like,
That's
Heck
great.
yeah, man.
But-
I love Pokemon.
always the Toys R Us, you know? Like,
Yeah.
we would always be big into those ads, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon trading card game, PTCG, but I could not believe it. I was looking through the Black Friday ads and I saw on Target, it said 50% off all Pokemon card tins. I was like, holy shit.
I'm down
Dude,
for that.
I almost like, I wanted to snag them up because that meant $10 for 3 to 4 packs plus like a whole exclusive like card or a couple cards and whatever. So like $10 for 3 to 4 packs or 6 packs in some cases is super cheap these days. Those are $4 or $5 a pack.
Yeah, they just like have like the formats rotate so fast in that shit that it's like you're probably getting cards that are totally irrelevant to the game, and that's why they're so cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right because I was looking at Rayquaza, which
Yeah.
was EX, which was one of the bigger cards when Nick and I were like messing around with it in 2016.
Yeah, a couple
So
years ago.
yeah, I have that deck except for the Shamans.
Oh,
I
yeah.
sold those. Those were worth like $50.
Oh yeah, those guys were. Yeah, I remember that card. It's like double colorless for like some move and like a switch out move or something. Or was that Celebi?
When you play it, you can from your hand you can draw up to 6 cards.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Get your hands from 1 to 6 instantly. Like how broken. If you
Yeah.
know anything, listeners playing at home about trading card games, drawing cards or making your hand to max size instantly like that is just insane.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we would just look at the ads and so forth, and that's what we did a little bit. But I of course don't really have a huge list this year actually because I just bought myself a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, damn, dude.
So I'm going to have a lot to chat about on the games. Totally Gamescast coming at you 4:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday on Totally twitch.tv/TotallyTrey. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I don't want to talk about too many games up in this podcast. But I wanted to bring this up. So
we forgot Nick's traditions, dude. You totally skipped Nick's.
Well, no, because we're still on Macy's Day.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, I want to
That's
hear Nick's because Nick has actually fun as heck stuff to talk about.
My bad.
Oh, I didn't do too much. We did watch the parade, though.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So we had a 4-day weekend. So I took Thursday and Friday off. Well, we had Thursday off. So we had a 4-day weekend. We didn't have anything going on because we did our family like Thanksgiving the weekend before. So we just hung out together, played video games.
Yeah, what games were you playing?
We played BioShock.
I just bought that on the what is it, autumn sale on Steam or whatever.
Okay.
It was like
Yeah.
$4 or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah.
We're on the third one. We're on Infinite. We're almost done with that. So
You've already beat 1 and 2 then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So you guys just like switch off every time you die, or how's
Yeah. Well, no. We just like she'll play an hour and then I'll play an hour. We just go back and forth.
like an hour? Like you have it timed like your phone?
Yeah.
60 minutes.
No, we do. Yeah.
Okay.
Or like we're just like watching the clock, you know. And then I bought Silent Hill 2 and 3, like the HD collection, because those are backwards compatible now.
Oh,
so,
I saw that.
So I'm
glad you did your research. Because when I saw the Xbox 360 case went in your Snapchat, I'm like,
yeah.
I hope you did your research. But you did.
Yeah, because I like saw an article randomly, and those are like my favorite games. It's like the third time I've bought those games.
Nice.
I've never played those. Are they pretty similar to Resident Evil, like the older ones?
Yeah. So like the second one is like acclaimed as like the best survival horror game of all time. Like I don't know.
Oh really?
It's really good. I don't know. I've played like all of them 4 times each probably. I just love those games. I don't know if they're gonna hold up very well.
Have you beaten them ever? Or?
I've beaten all of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Nice.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna hold up, but I'm excited to replay those again. And then what else did we do? On Friday, we went over to her dad's house because their tradition with her dad is we'll just go over to her house and eat pizza and drink with him instead of like having like an actual Thanksgiving. So that's always a good time.
So is that like something you guys have been doing since you guys have been together?
Yeah, for the last 3 or 4 years at least. Yeah. So
cool.
It's been doing it for a while.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's a good time.
What kind of pizza?
Hy-Vee take and bake.
Oh, I'm okay with all take and bakes. To be
it was
honest
good.
With you. I've never had a
super
take
good.
And bake I didn't
it was
like.
like a 3XL, like a giant ass pizza. You know.
You had to have like a special stove.
Yeah. Yep.
What's your take? I know you're a huge pizza head, Trey. What's your take on take and bakes? Because I personally like almost all of them.
I'm like big into like super thin pizza and then super deep dish pizza, and that's kind of like
nothing in the middle.
In between.
Boring middle of the road where it's like, well, this is too much dough.
I got you.
But I don't know the dough. I don't know, but I haven't had the Hy-Vee ones, but Papa Murphy's for me was like, this is probably better than Little Caesars or Papa John's or something like that.
I refuse to get Papa John's these days. They fired that CEO. I don't know if you guys heard about it. After he did like the 900th racist thing.
It only takes 900 racist things to get fired.
At Papa John's.
One last thing we did is on actual Thanksgiving, we made our own like meal together. So we made like meatloaf and mac and cheese. It was like her mom's. It was like her mom's recipe. So that was pretty tight.
Did you do any turkey?
We had turkey at her brother's house.
For sure.
So did you go? Say you went the weekend before then?
Yeah.
Okay, so last weekend you went and did like Thanksgiving. Meals.
Yeah, with her family, her side of the family.
See, I like that you have like 3 different meals. Like we get stuck with like turkey, and it's like stuffing, mashed potatoes, and by the end of this week, I just want to like cut my own tongue out to avoid tasting stuffing.
I love stuffing 24/7.
I do love stuffing,
but like mashed potatoes, I can't deal with it like the second or third time.
Man, her grandma makes these like cheesy mashed potatoes. Oh, so good. And then what else? Oh, we also ordered Godfathers too.
Oh, see, that's
we've been eating so much. Like I gained 10 pounds this weekend.
Godfathers, do they deliver down the street from us?
Yeah.
What? Ooh, okay, so I drove by Godfathers with Lydia this last week. I was like, I just loved Godfathers. Like they had right after my dad built a house in Adel, and I was living there for a couple of years. They had a Godfathers there that did like $8 buffet. And I remember just going there and just like
I remember that shit.
Unlimited Godfathers for like $8. I don't think this one has a dining room.
I don't know. They have a dining room.
They do at this one down the street.
Yeah.
That's like I used to work there.
That's like the thing with.
Oh dang.
Yeah, like years. It was my first job. Yeah.
Oh.
And I remember like straight doing like a keg stand on their keg that they had.
I'm like, what?
Like after close, they just like that was like some of the first beer I ever drank. I
That's
was, like,
great.
Like 17. There's like whole keg standing me in a restaurant.
That's fantastic.
Keg standing at 17. Dang,
that's what you gotta do if you're trying to have a job, man.
If you're trying to have
Who's the shift manager?
Dude, fantastic. I don't know the guy's name.
I don't know the guy's name.
That was so long ago, man. Like I remember the managers because I went over to the girl manager's house and she just like hooked me up with a straight gravity bomb. Like,
there you go.
Wow.
Dude. And I remember they were older, so it's probably some sort of child abuse that happened to me. Really.
Man, working in restaurants, they were always crazy.
I never did. You worked at Pizza Hut, right, Nick?
Yeah. For like 3 or 4 years. I was the shift manager.
Oh, yeah.
So I was the one giving people free pizza, and I wasn't giving out kickstands though.
Shit.
We didn't sell
boring ass manager. Oh, so funny.
Right on. Well, just going back on with that Macy's Day Parade stuff, I just saw this, and for the first time ever at Macy's Day Parade, they had a same-sex couple kiss, and conservatives went absolutely bonkers. For America says on Twitter, right after it happened, they have a screen grab of two women kissing. And this dude's being weird about it. Wait, it looks like just two dudes like going, oh yeah, that's cool. But anyway, millions of small children just watched two girls kiss and had their innocence broken this morning. NBC and Macy's just blindsided parents who expected this to be a family program so they could push their agenda on little kids.
Wow.
Just, what? I mean, I guess I can't. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Let's watch this real quick.
For America.
Is this a news thing? I don't want to Today News. Please subscribe. Oh, it doesn't show it. I thought it was going to show it. But it's just a screen grab and then they're talking over it.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny that they say that their children's innocence was broken because the children's innocence was broken by having bigots for parents.
Yeah.
So true, dude.
That's crazy.
It's like they're worried about TV corrupting their kids when they're just intolerant as fuck.
True.
You do realize that there are queer children, like, they exist. They don't just beam down from Planet Gay on their 18th birthday and then blend into society to destabilize their hetero patriarchy. Just dumb. But with the Macy's Day Parade, I didn't really get to see any interesting characters fly by at all. So I was bummed not to see Goku and that Al Roker thing. I need to read up on it.
When we were watching, I did see Goku and Pikachu.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
it was weird.
Like, you heard about the Al Roker situation then?
Well, it just like was on in the background while we were like setting up Christmas stuff. So.
Dang it. I'm going to do some research on that. But thank you for talking about your guys' Thanksgiving and what did you guys do? Did you guys either of you guys go Black Friday shopping?
No.
I worked at the mall on Black Friday.
Wait, what?
I work at the Valley West store now.
Oh
yeah.
So I went in there at 11, and honestly, Valley West was like not that crazy. Like the parking lot was full and stuff, but it wasn't like people like tearing each other down it wasn't, and like our store wasn't even busy at all. But
yeah, so from 2016 to 2017, 4.7% less people went into stores. I'm really curious to see what this year's numbers are because I heard it was very, very bad. Like everyone that was a psycho about things was out and wanted to even go out all on Friday was out on Thursday when most of the stores did their like 4, 6, 12 hours, JCPenney, for instance, was open from like 2 to midnight or something insane.
Weird.
2 p.m. on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
yeah,
Crazy.
rude.
Rude, exactly. Like that's so bad for like their employees, but
yeah.
Nick.
Just random side note, when I was scrolling through my newsfeed I saw a video or like a news article that some dude dressed up in like a bear costume and was like ripping open people's tents.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He was,
out and like in
pretending
front of the
to be a bear
stores.
in the woods. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Like got arrested
Are you
or something.
serious?
It was so funny because like the picture was like the guy in the bear suit with like just cuffed.
Oh
and
my God.
They didn't even take off like the mask. Like he has a full on
That's
bear
fantastic.
face, and they're just like, okay, this guy has got to go before we even like demask him. Like
So wait,
That's
he got
hilarious.
arrested?
yeah.
I guess he was vandalizing their property
Yeah.
essentially.
I assume so.
And like
Still hilarious.
terrorizing.
Oh, and like the one thing I saw.
Disturbing the peace. At least minimum.
And the thing I saw was like someone sharing it, and then it like their caption was just "There goes my hero." Like,
There goes my hero. So I was on Twitter on Thanksgiving night, like going to bed, and I didn't see any. I saw a hashtag come up like Black Friday first person trampled or something. I'm like, oh crap, this is gonna be insane. But no, it wasn't. And I saw like there was this really dumb article that came out. It was like a dude that wrote for Business Insider or something, which is notoriously a website that has spelling errors and grammatical errors. And we'll talk about another site that's really awful, but later in the show. But he posted an article that was like, I went to Target at 10 a.m. on Black Friday. And he had like all these pictures of like all aisles. This aisle was empty. This aisle was empty. And then he says, I went to Best Buy 1 hour later, and he has all these pictures saying how empty it is, how there's no one in this aisle, only people in the home theater aisle, which is, where they have all the TVs, which is like the main thing people go out for. for Black Fridays, those TVs.
Yeah.
But Black Friday, y'all, I'm glad I don't do it anymore. I did, like I said, I got that PS4 because it was like on early Black Friday sale at Best Buy. So I got Clem to buy one too, by the way.
No way.
Yeah, because I was doing my research for him because I was like, dude, I'm gonna get you I'm gonna try getting you, because he kept talking about how he wants a PlayStation 1. But like, if you look up PlayStation 1 and like even like 3 or 4 games he listed off, which is like Final Fantasy 7 and some other, it's gonna be like $150 for him to have some of his his favorites. But if he got a PS4 for, like, I knew it would be for $200. Like, there was rumors like for Black Friday. You can get those like downloaded for like $5
on the PlayStation
Network
store. Or
yeah,
whatever.
the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, I know they're doing like the Final Fantasy 7 remake soon too, so that'd probably be they'll charge you $60 for it, but it'll probably be pretty cool at least. Like, pretty good.
I forgot that was the thing.
Yeah, because it got announced 2 years ago and we haven't seen anything since. Like,
that's like the most overrated game of all time. Like,
I've never been a huge fan of Final Fantasy. Like 1 through 9 I didn't play at all, which I just wasn't like, I wasn't into RPGs really, like after actually growing up, except for like Pokemon, baby's first RPG.
I will seriously pay anyone that like says they love that game, like, get on Twitch, I will watch you play the whole game and if you finish it I'll give you $100. But like, I guarantee that nobody that claims they like that game will actually fucking beat the game, because it's
has beat it for that matter.
Yeah, well, because it takes.
I haven't.
That's like
it's a 100-hour game.
It's like a 4-disc game, and then like it's horrible to look at now. Like, I mean, the cutscenes are probably watchable, but even for like 7 has like the worst cutscenes of any of those.
Really?
Like, just because the graphics weren't there yet. Like
PlayStation 1, yeah.
Like the jump from Final Fantasy 7 to Final Fantasy 8 for the cutscene graphics was like crazy.
And 9 was even more insane.
Yeah. That's like why I enjoy those games. But you can just go on YouTube and watch all the cutscenes put in order, you know, and like not have to deal with fighting. Like, what are they? Like, what are the dumb things in Final Fantasies that you have to kill? I don't know.
See, I don't even remember. I never beat a game or
you don't kill chocobos, bro. Oh my god, we've got a poacher on our hands, dude.
I just wasn't. My point was I was never really huge into Final Fantasy except for 10. I love 10.
I did have 10. I never beat it.
I think I beat it, but then I got 10 too, and then like I remember I've said this on the podcast before, and this is the reason why I dropped Sony from my life. Because like as soon as I got 10-2, I took it home. My PS2 broke. My PS2 fat, and it had only been 2000 when I got it for Christmas 2000 to summer 2004 or whatever. So I was very upset about that. But let's jump into something else here. Fan awarded $4.5 million in lawsuit against Skrillex. So Sonny Moore. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but
yeah, I think we talked about it when it first came out.
Yeah. So like this has been a long going lawsuit. It's been about a year, I think, a year and a half, which is normal for lawsuits, especially against a private party.
Yeah.
And well, I guess they're suing Jennifer Fraissl. Well, I actually don't know her name, because this is what I was talking about earlier, is that this hotnewhiphop.com, this hot new hip hop website, they call her Jennifer Fraissl with 2 Faissl. They call her Jennifer Fraissl, Faisal. They call her Jennifer Fraissl with no A.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely horrible.
In 3 paragraphs, they call it 3 different names.
Yeah. It's 4 paragraphs.
It's not even 1 page, dude.
Yeah. No, look. And then right here it says the DJ is being held responsible for 35% of damages. Their DJ.
I saw that.
So what did he do?
Oh,
so, okay, yeah. Here,
the
let's watch it.
here,
let's watch it live. It's only a minute long. I can narrate it for listeners playing at home. But he's basically like, you can see him here on stage. This is in 2014. And he's sitting on stage. He's on top of his deck. He's on top of his board. He's motioning for the crowd to move up, move up, move up. And he jumps into the crowd. And it looks like this is a 120-pound man. He's like 5 foot nothing.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't look like anyone fell, like...
Yeah, nothing bad happened.
It looks like they all caught him pretty easily.
Literally, like, everyone's arms were extended to catch him, and it looked like that's what happened, right? And look, there's no commotion really down in the bottom right.
Right.
Doesn't look like it's that bad. It looks like there was people hugging. Because,
everybody's smiling.
Yeah, people were smiling, hugging. So he gets back on stage.
I'm trying to even look in the crowd to see. Like, no one's, like, looking like,
They're all like cheering, yeah. So we're looking down at the crowd here at the bottom right of the screen. There's nothing happening. This is only a minute long though, so there's not much else to see. He jumps into the crowd.
That was like the end of his set or something. It looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So
that he walks off stage.
Right. So this was a video that was taken at that. I forget where it was in downtown Los Angeles venue, the Belasco Theater, which I don't even know if it's still around. I don't know
that
much.
That name sounds familiar, but...
I don't know much about, obviously, LA venues. But anyway, so what happens is, about 2 months later or something, this woman, Jennifer Fraissl, she starts getting, she has this, stroke. And it's apparently she's claimed and brought in experts to support her claim that him jumping landed on her head and hit one of her, and it just messed up her brain, to where she had a stroke. So she was awarded $4.5 million in damages, and Sonny was responsible for 35% of that, and his touring company called Lost Boys was responsible for about 40%, totaling $1.8 million. So, man, that's just... that's a lot of money. I know he makes a good amount of change from... He's pretty famous. He's one of the most well-known DJs ever.
He could be making upwards of $1 million a show.
Yeah. I think old co-host Dan Brown used to say that, these people were making $2-3 million a show. I don't think that's the case. But I don't know.
I'm sure that he's playing some shows that are $1 million for him, though. Straight up, Coachella or something, dude. That they aren't getting paid.
But he doesn't play Coachella except for once every 4 years, you know?
Yeah. I'm just saying,
for Somerset,
he was saying, on the upwards of that bracket, you know? And I'm sure that he does at some point get, at least good half a mil for shows, you know? So I don't think it's crazy to think.
So for Somerset, for instance, when he played there in 2015, there's just no way he made more than $100K. There's just no way.
Maybe. It depends on the show.
That was such a small music festival, 30,000, 40,000 people at most.
I mean, the money isn't... go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, those artists get a guarantee or something before they even play. So they're guaranteed their money before. It's not depending on what they make and then we'll split this up.
Well, yeah, and it's not an even split between artists either. If Skrillex is headlining, it's gonna be weighted way towards him. He's gonna get half of all of the money that the artists get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just would love to have a touring artist in the room to understand how the breakout is, because I know for comedians they get a split from the bar even because the tickets are they're not a huge aspect of how much they make. And also stand-up comedians that are really successful make so much more than touring bands, because they don't have to bring any equipment, they don't have to have 4 other people get paid out, they only have their touring manager themselves usually, and they're driving themselves.
Well, yeah. What percentage of people at those shows do you think actually can drink, at a Skrillex show? Because, I know it's, kind of veered towards younger people. So, it's 18 to 20
I would say it's 18 and up, most shows, yeah. So, that's a good point, too.
Yeah, so, there's going to be some percentage that isn't going to the bar. But I also think that the ticket sales on those shits are so expensive, compared to a lot of bar bands, you know? Every Time I Die probably is getting bar cuts, you know what I mean? But because people are drinking at those shows, that's a big part of the culture behind that band, kind of. So I think that makes more sense than the electronic stuff that's more veered towards younger people, and they're trying to get new people in all the time.
For sure.
It's hard to say.
That crowd keeps saying the same age. I feel like every time we go to a show, I feel a little bit older.
At EDM shows. Yeah.
Well, and same with hardcore shows and stuff too. The last few I went to, I feel like the crowd
was people music. That makes sense.
Lydia made the comment at the Wonder Years where it's I know 0 people in this room except for the people that are with me. Right. And that was kind of how I felt. I know you ran into a couple people that you recognize, right, Trey?
Yeah, I guess a couple, but to be fair, no one was going to the pop punk shows ever. The Des Moines hardcore kids that like pop punk weren't going to those shows.
Oh, really?
I would be the only one going to Newfound Glory, so unless Turnstile was playing with Newfound Glory, shit like that. No one was going to see Motion City Soundtrack. That was a different group of people unaffiliated to like
Interesting.
DSM hardcore. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah,
so-
that
that's
is
so
kind of
weird.
true. I did go to that show at Woolies. That was the first show I took my little brother to.
the Newfound Glory
You mean-
Turnstile one.
No, the Motion City.
Oh yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
see them at Woolies. I saw them at like House of Bricks a million years ago.
Yeah, that was
like,
my first time. I had loved them for a long time. But
Newfound Glory played at People's Court, and I saw them in Iowa City on my 21st birthday or 19th birthday.
Was that with like Sky Eats Airplane or something like
Which
that?
one?
The Newfound Glory at
I remember.
People's.
I forgot
I'm pretty
totally
sure
about
it was
That
like-
was with Title Fight. It was
Title
in
Fight?
2009. That was the first time I saw a Title Fight, actually, and they were kids.
I was at that show too.
Dude.
I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, me
I was like-
neither.
yeah.
I remember thinking their sound was so bad, but they were so much energy. Like their cabs or whatever, you know, like their speakers, and it just sounded like they were really bad.
There were just some other really good band too that I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
I don't remember who they were with. I need to like, go back and try to find that tour again.
Sky Eats Airplane was also with them at some point, though.
Yeah.
I
They
used to-
toured a lot with like, I think that was like, they just remind me of like the whole like Drop Dead Gorgeous and like all of them.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I used to love Sky Eats Airplane for like 1.5 albums.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
rotations. Like
Yeah, it was cool. They were cool for a sec, but I think they were actually like a Christian band.
Yeah, probably.
a lot of people, like bands were all.
Yeah, no, they were. That wasn't even with. I was tripping. That was like a Norma Jean show that I'm
Norma
thinking
Jean,
of. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Another
Redeemer
indie
tour?
band. What?
Redeemer. I
Yeah,
love that
man.
album.
Yeah, that's a Bird one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was actually Oh God, the Aftermath.
Oh,
tour,
man.
Okay.
But
So good.
that
So,
was
what do you
real.
guys think about this? $4.5 million is a huge chunk of change, and like I said, a huge portion of that, 35%, came out of Skrillex's pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, if he has the experts to,
So-
if she, has the experts to corroborate her story, allegedly what happened, like,
I don't know. It just seems weird. Like I read part of that too, where it said something about in his defense, they were saying something about she's been like traveling internationally, and that doesn't jive with someone who's had a stroke. Like usually they don't let people travel who's had like traumatic brain injuries or something. I don't know. And then we don't know her like past medical history. Has she had like some sort of family history of this, and then it just like sprung up, and this
Yeah.
is just like an unrelated event, and she's just blaming it on them. It's kind of weird. There's no really way to like pinpoint it on this exactly. So
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I think so. Assuming that our like estimate of how much he's making is correct, like
Which is, what do you think?
like a 500,000 a show.
He's worth
average.
$20 million. But
20 million. Okay, so that's not what he's making a show. So it's
Right.
much less if he's like worth 20 million.
Yeah.
So assuming that, I just feel like if he was making more, I would be like, okay, I could just pay this out to like sweep it under the rug type thing. But it sounds like that's like what 20% of his money, pretty much, like for
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Right.
For,
So-
I mean, that's for this
He
year.
has to have that money saved up. Like, who's to say he has a $1.6 million in his accounts?
Yeah. no.
Okay, actually, excuse me, guys. He was worth in 2016. He was worth about 20 million. Oh, he earned 20 million in 2016. He's worth 45 million.
45 million.
That's way more than I
So-
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good percentage of his money. I was gonna say if he was making a lot, I would just pay out of goodwill.
Sure. And that's probably
But it sounds
what he
like she was like fighting him the whole way, and he didn't believe that it was real because it might have like I just think that he wouldn't like stir up controversy about that. You
Right.
know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like if he actually caused injury to somebody and felt like he did something wrong, he would just pay it. You
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean?
You bring up a really good point, Trey. Thanks for saying that, because actually he's quoted in this after the fact that this lawsuit came out, that, you know, he has to pay all this money. He says, "There's nothing more important to me than my fans and their safety at my shows. I want them to have fun and enjoy the music. Period. Exclamation point. End that there." So he may or may not appeal this, but it doesn't sound like he wants to. He wants to just keep that goodwill and just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks. I shouldn't have jumped on to the crowd. But like, have you ever? I was just at Every Time I Die. There was literally
Right.
85 crowd surfing.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you know the risk being that close to the stage, like,
Yeah.
like unless this was this person's first show, like
Right.
ever, they're
No.
like, I mean, you don't ask for someone to jump on you, but there's arms up. I find it weird. I could see like someone just like kind of the arms coming down and the weight coming on the head,
Sure.
but the whole thing just seems really weird.
That's what I
feel like if they could have
too.
gotten any other, like a different judge that had, let's just like, I know this is hard to imagine, but a judge out there that grew up in the 80s and loved punk shows and had been to shows where there was fist fights in every corner of the room, or you know, or like whatever, some older person that had that exposure, they probably could have ruled this differently. Like it's just
Well, let me tell you, I've been to some shows where people are flipping off the stage, like willfully pushing, like trying to kick people as they're coming down. Seen people with boot prints on their face coming out of shows, like bruised boot prints, and like they didn't have a stroke. Like, you know,
well, that's what I'm
that was
saying.
just full on boot to face, not like 120-pound Skrillex going like
falling off,
like flopping, like
Have any of you guys been knocked out at a show?
Yeah.
You have, Trey?
Yeah. Like several times actually.
Really?
Wow.
So
straight knocked out.
So one time we were actually Lydia was there. It was like me, B-Word, Lydia in St. Louis. We were seeing like Bermuda and Volumes, like old school Volumes, and like it was just like a small kind of vaudeville muse style venue, and like I was hardcore dancing and this guy was like intentionally just getting up in my space, so I spit on his shoes. So then like I like step off for a second and he just like takes my head and smacks it against this brick wall and leaves.
God.
And apparently these guys are known for like just coming to shows, starting a fight and leaving, you know, like they come in after they stop like taking tickets or whatever, so you can just walk in.
Oh,
no, that's
so that was one time.
Jesus, that's insane, dude.
I think I've heard that story before, and that just grosses me out just to hear it.
Dude,
how awful. So, like, what happened? Did you get taken to the hospital after?
No, I had a concussion for sure, because I was, like, talking in circles, and B-Word was just being a dick.
Oh, my, he was?
He's like, dude, you said that, like, 6 times, bro. Like,
looking back, you're like, oh, shit, my friend was concussed.
Holy shit.
Dude.
I know, like, how old were you guys then? Like,
pretty young. Like, I think probably able to drink. At least I was able to drink at the bar, probably.
And you're a few years older than them.
Like, probably 2, right? 3.
3, 4. Like, B-Word just turned 27.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in
so
July.
3.
But, yeah. No, 2 or 3, you're right. 2,
yeah,
3.
yeah.
Either way, but, like, so they were probably 18, 19. I mean, I was...
20. Yeah, no, that could have been in my mid-20s, though, dude. Because we were partying, like, pretty hard till I was, like, 27. Then I was just, like, done.
yeah. I mean, I think... one of your last major hurrahs is Lydia's birthday in 2015 or something like that, and that you were about 27 and you were going hard that night, and I think that's when you met Gail. I think you guys met.
I met at Gail at one of Lydia's birthday parties, like, previous.
Oh,
okay. But I mean, not met Gail. I knew Gail in high school.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where she asked me out.
In high school?
No, she asked me out, like, to Lydia's birthday. She's like, I need some arm candy.
Need some arm candy. Dang, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
No, that was it.
I do appreciate, just reiterating at the end here, I do appreciate Sonny Moore just being, I would like to see him just be, okay, I'll eat this. His 2019 is going to be absolutely bonkers. He's going to have a new album. His first U.S. show is going to be, and we're going to be there, Nick, at Snowda, New Year's Eve in Minnesota. And that's his first U.S. show in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's about to blow up again. He's about to have one of the best albums of 2019 for sure. So I would like to see, just like what Trey said, him to just bite this down, just pay this out. Let's just have goodwill. And like, I am still in the camp of like, he's 120 pounds, 130 pounds wet. Like, there's no way there's so many arms up, you know? I've seen people jump on nobody and like everyone collapses.
Yeah, you missed the whole stage dive.
Oh yeah, dude. But I didn't hurt anybody but myself, man.
That's great.
Let's get into a couple more short things. This is more of a conversational podcast. As you can tell, we don't have too many crazy topics. Lots of those news organizations have been on vacation or been off for the holiday, you know? So we don't have too much out there in the world. But at the end of episode 95, or 4, I believe, Bill Maher, like right after we got done recording, Bill Maher came out and said some really truly atrocious things about our homie Stan Lee. But we have the Caped Crusader here, Kevin Smith, to save the day. I actually really love Kevin Smith.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. I just don't really love him because of Clerks or all that, or what's the other one?
Mallrats?
Mallrats. Yeah, that's the one I always.
He's done a bunch of fucking good movies.
Sure. Yeah. But my reasoning is I just didn't grow up watching all those. Like I remember watching Clerks like at 21 or 20. Like I downloaded it illegally on the Pirate Bay and watched it.
Pirate Bay.
I mean, that's who like it was popular with was older guys. Like it wasn't like popular with little kids because I mean that was like a super bleak, depressing movie about like depressing work shit. You know, it's not like
just being another number. Just
like I think a lot of people go in like. This is a weird, like, derailing, but a lot of people go into Clerks, like, expecting it to be funny.
Sure.
And there are, like, the kind of, like, Jay and Silent Bob slapstick moments, but it's more, like, a funny in the fact that he just is getting fucked the whole time, and it totally sucks. And that's really what work is like.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, dude, don't ever, like, this is a derailed podcast. This is all about the tangents, but... So we all know Stan Lee died, and this dude, Bill Maher, he in 2001, right after 9/11, like 2 days on his show, he said something truly atrocious that was like, "We are the cowards, the country of cowards. We let people take control of our plane, just sat there and let them crash into a building." He said that 2 days after 9/11. So this guy is, and that's almost word for word a quote of what he said, the country of cowards and whatnot. I was reading up on him, like, so I was 11, right? Like I didn't hear any controversy with this, but like he had religulous, however you want to pronounce it. He's so anti religion, like crazily. So like he was very appealing to me growing up when I was just trying to figure out what I thought about religion and whatnot. And I do like how he would say controversial things toward people I didn't like, but as soon as like he says something really controversial, you know, now I'm 28. Like I'm starting to think like maybe just like the attack, like the fangs out, knives out type mentality is just gross to me. And that's what he is. He always has his knife and fork ready to pounce on something. Like he's always been like that.
So, I've said this before, but...
Let me say his quote real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
I know I'm like rambling on at this point, but I've had a lot of coffee. So his quote, I just really want to say it really quick. Let's see. Okay, so he's on his show like 2 days later, and he says, the country, the United States, is mourning the death of a comic book writer, a man who inspired millions to, I don't know, watch a movie, I guess. And then he goes on from there and says... He doesn't think it's a huge stretch to suggest that Donald Trump could only be elected in a country that thinks comic books are important. And he goes on to say, like, comic books, he's never been a fan of comic books his whole life. It's for kids, and it's not sophisticated literature, and whatnot. So it goes pretty deep. He has like a 2-minute long monologue about it. And so Kevin Smith comes to save the day. But did you want to say something real quick?
Oh, no, go ahead.
So Kevin Smith comes to save the day, and he just says basically he's taking shots where he doesn't need to take shots. He launched imaginations. I love that. I really love that way to describe him. He made kids feel part of something. He made adults feel part of something. He was a whole good. Everything about him was good. He was sweet. He was nice. Anything you heard negative was honestly effing horse shit made up. He was a great man. I'll miss him for the rest of my days. So... basically, Bill Maher got dragged on the internet. Like, obviously, right? Like, nerds online going crazy over this, of course. But he got dragged so much, so he couldn't anticipate this. What he said. He was quoted on the Larry King live show saying that he could not anticipate, he did not understand, he didn't really think that this would happen. But all it did was further his point that people are going up crazy about this, but they won't go crazy about like Donald Trump doing this or that one racist senator from that one racist state doing that. Like,
well, I mean, that's still happening as well.
Yeah, but he's saying like people are like calling for his head, not really, but like figuratively.
They're probably literally calling for his head too.
But like he's just saying like the huge uproar is so bad.
Yeah. The thing people forget is he's an entertainer and like he's not real news. Like, right. He's an opinion writer that is built his career on controversy, and he's gonna say controversial things to stir the pot. Like, look at how much like exposure he's gotten to a new audience that probably knows little to nothing about him, you know? And like, as I say, no publicity is bad publicity. I mean, it sucks when they're trying to cut your head off, but also there's people that are learning about your brand or whatever.
That's actually a really good point. I mean, that's something I really do forget about sometimes, is that, yeah, he's getting exposed to people that have no idea who he is. All these people that loved Stan Lee, loved Marvel, loved all his characters that he created. He's getting exposed to them, and now they're Googling him, or they're trying to figure out what else does he have. And they maybe might agree with him on the religion aspect or the political party aspect, like who he hates there. Whatever.
Well, not to mention all like the Twitter mentions that. So like, say some guy loves comic books, he mentions Bill Maher. One of his friends that doesn't like comic books on his Twitter feed is like, oh shit, who's this guy that hates comic books? I fucking hate comic books. Dude, Bill Maher's the shit. And now he got like another 10,000 followers because it was just exposure. You know what I mean? So
he's one of those people you just gotta kind of like ignore, I guess. Just because like I can't cherry pick. Like I can't cherry pick what he likes and what he doesn't like. I think it's okay for him to say that he doesn't like Stan Lee, doesn't like comic books, but I think he's fucking wrong. Yeah. Like I think video games are art. Well, I think anything that you can really like create that can garner an emotion out of another person or even yourself is art, you know? Like I don't have like these weird, we've had these discussions before, I think, on this podcast, all three of us especially, since what we're doing right now is considered art in my opinion. And then what you do, you create actual like more classically thought out art, Nick, as far as like illustrations and paintings and drawings. And then, of course, what you do, you have an entertaining show, like a twitch.tv/TotallyTrey show, you know? So like, I feel like all of that is art. And when I was when I was working at the Des Moines Social Club, which is the artistic hub of Des Moines, it's the greatest place in the world. I love that place so much. Like, obviously, I interned there and then worked there, but I remember the director of... I forget what her title was, but anyway, she was one of the executives there, and I do that lightly because it's a nonprofit. But she said to me, like, she was talking about artists and how they're getting all these cool artists from outside the world and whatever. And she said, I just love working here with all of you artists. To me, like, she was just explaining because we had like some people coming over from like Tunisia or some small Asian country to play at the Des Moines Social Club like in a couple weeks, and she was expressing how excited she was, like a worldly act come over and play their specific art or music. And she said that, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm not an artist. And like at the time I had the EZPZ and all that stuff. And she's like, yeah, you are. You create something, you put something out for the world to rip apart or love or whatever. Right. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she called me an artist. I'm like, oh shit. That made me feel good.
That's what me and my buddies used to say back in the day, is like, we're not pieces of shit, we're artists.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And I stand by that. I stand by that every day of my life.
100%.
Heck yeah. Damn. Well, Kevin Smith is, we already read off his quote, but I just really love he's one of those people, right? Like he's built his career off of comic books and like just his love and his passion for the art form.
He wrote a couple episodes or comics of Batman that are fucking amazing.
Oh, wow.
They're so good. They're my favorite Batmans.
Oh yeah.
Whoa,
so
no way.
They're really good.
And he has a podcast he used to. It's kind of derailed, but it was Fat Man on Batman.
Oh yeah. So it was about comic books,
about Batman specifically.
Oh okay.
For 100 episodes or so, and then he kind of went off into just like a regular comic book and whatever else news podcast. But it was originally Fat Man on Batman. Yeah.
His podcast is pretty successful. He was just on the Joe Rogan podcast because he had that heart attack a couple years ago, almost died, then lost like 80 pounds, and now he's like eating very, very clean, and he's doing all he can to like live an extra 10, 20, 30, 40 years, right?
That's all it takes.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear somebody came to Stan Lee's defense.
Just one thing on his comment real quick, the Bill Maher or however you say his name. When he said that comic books were not sophisticated, that just tells me that he's never read a comic book in his life. Because if you've ever read a comic or like picked up a trade of something, like those stories are super intricate and like some of the best stories I've ever read. And I've read like a lot of books too, you know, but like, I don't know. That just tells me that
so true.
He doesn't know anything about comics at all.
Yeah, our generation's just so much different than their generation. They like put a lot of value in like long form literature or whatever. Yep. And I think our generation is more into like conceptual shit, like stuff that we can like process in a short amount of time, but then like has like longer like conversational value, like stuff that like is like doesn't take us a week to read, but we can still have conversations and give it like deeper meaning and value. Like video games, they're not as long to process, or you don't have to like read the whole video, don't have to play the whole video game to like have an opinion about it, you know what I mean, or have a.
But you had to finish the story. Like, I mean, older like Steinbeck or something. Yeah.
I mean, like if you're playing a story game, like if you have like a strong opinion about the game.
Oh, sorry. What I meant is you had to finish the book in order to. That's what they all. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was just kind of saying, like, kind of backtracking, like a story game, like probably you should finish it before you let your opinion like make you stop playing it or whatever. But I think that you can have an opinion about a video game before it's finished. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Totally.
For sure. Yeah.
So like memes, that's like another good example of something our generation thinks is funny, but no one else, like other generations are like, what? It's because like we think it like how like the process of someone getting to that joke is funnier to us than the actual joke. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like what the fuck? What was he thinking when he made this?
Right.
You know, I don't know.
Plus it can apply to so many different, like it's a blanket like type narrative, really. Like it can apply to 12 different situations that are just like only things that were happening in your friend group. Like you can really apply like all these different memes, like the neck meme that I absolutely don't like it. It's like this dude's got like this thyroid situation going on.
Wait, are you talking about the like kid that's like
prison,
waiting?
No, the prison
neck. He has a black guy that's like
it's like a mug shot, and he's like a black guy that has this gigantic neck.
I haven't seen this neck.
Oh man,
it's absolutely awful. I'll pull it up while you guys are vamping or whatever about what's your favorite memes.
I'm shocked.
Tell the world what. Yeah, exactly. Meme Lord Ed like Trey has not seen this yet.
Dude, I'm just like still stuck on like gaping mouth Pikachu.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Dude,
probably one of the best meme formats in recent memory. Honestly, loving the open mouth Pikachu.
Yeah, those are great.
What is up with the open mouth Pikachu? Can you tell the listeners playing at home?
It's just like raw shock. I mean,
because you can make it like into so many different things.
Oh yeah, no, it's had different meanings. Like I posted one that was like order chips at Mexican restaurant, say gracias. The waiter speaks Spanish, and then it's just open mouth Pikachu with a sombrero on. Like,
you made that?
No, dude.
No. 100%.
I don't got time for non-video game memes. If it's not video games, I'm not making a meme.
If it doesn't relate to
these days, anyways.
So, Trey, I've pulled it up.
I've seen this picture, but I haven't even seen it in a meme.
It's been made into memes. Let me see if I can find a specific meme.
Oh my god.
That is horrible. I hate this elf on a shelf.
Oh,
crap.
get it? Neck on a deck.
Oh my gosh. Did you really just figure that out by looking at this?
Yeah.
So, I guess, wow, we're looking at
Connect 4.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
People are awful. There's some stuff out here. But I guess I was surprised that not more came up.
I've seen some good ones.
Okay, well, what the heck? Somebody tell Charles Dion McDowell to give Godzilla's neck back.
Oh my
god. That's messed up.
So it's just it looks like a mugshot of a dude that has this crazy weird neck.
That's just a big neck. Like
it's a big neck though.
You can like work your neck out. So I bet you just like did neck like literally neck lifts to get that thing. Like no joke. Like my swim coach, like there would be a bunch of kids, like when I was on the swim team, we would do like weight training, and there was like a neck exercising machine, and a bunch of people would try to get on the neck machine because it was like not work at all. And it's like, dude, you're gonna like make your neck so big you can't turn to like breathe when you're underwater and just drown.
Having a strong neck is very important though, because it protects your back. Like your back has so many more muscles than your neck, so it protects your brain.
My neck.
For him, it would just be like my neck. My neck. My
All
neck.
right,
and
let's
my
end
neck.
this with a bang, fellas. Let's watch the Lion King teaser, shot-for-shot comparison in 2019, 1994. I'll post this in the... you can watch this in the YouTube description or whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll post it in the Facebook as well, so you can watch along with us here. About over an hour into the show. Jeez. We went into a hardcore tangent episode, but that's cool. So this is a minute long. We're going to watch this. I'm going to just cut this out real quick, and then we'll come back at you with actual discussion on it real quick. What do you guys think about that? Are you guys excited about the live action stuff, or are you guys more like, I want it to stay animated, not remake it? Because I know Trey's not a huge fan of the remakes.
Dude, it's retarded. Like, let's put $45 billion into a movie that's already been perfectly made, animated, and let's suck the entire soul out of the movie in exchange for CG. Just to give people member berries again, dude. Oh my god.
Member berries?
Yeah,
dude,
they're hard.
It drives me crazy. This gave me a headache seeing it.
Sorry. Dude.
It looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The Simba looked cute, but I just can't support it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love the Jungle Book one, and I'm excited to make that. That's what makes me excited about this one. But James Earl Jones is Mufasa in both. If you remember, that's Simba's father that, spoilers, gets murdered, essentially, by Scar. But just spoiled the entire movie. But, I mean, come on. It's been 25 years. So he's narrating in trailer just like he did in the other trailer. It's shot for shot the exact same from animated to CG. But we didn't hear Beyonce as Nala. We didn't hear... Donald Glover as Simba. We didn't hear Seth Rogen as the pig. I think he's the pig. Yeah. So we didn't hear any of that stuff, any of the other voice acting, and how that's all going to shape up. But I can see where you're coming from, Trey. I'm just personally super excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Disney to make stuff like this and renew that's what animation's not not the same. There's new technologies out, so it's cool to see them refresh that series, that story.
Yeah, I guess I'm stoked that they had enough money to throw at James Earl Jones so that he would be involved in it and be involved in a remake of a movie. You know what I mean? And then you have all of these actors that are just sellouts, like Seth Rogen, I don't know,
Why?
Beyonce,
I don't get Beyonce. That doesn't make sense to me. She's never
because it'll draw people.
Sure.
That's the only reason. It's okay, we can get black people to come to this movie because we have a black actress that's really popular.
Well, Donald Glover's.
Yeah, no, there you go. Doubling down. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous, honestly.
I love when Trey gets upset because he just completely shuts down. It's over. But what do you think about it, Nick?
I don't know. It looks good. It looks like.
Are we gonna go do it easy peasy and chill? Watch it.
Probably not.
No, I know. That was a fun
you guys.
con-
I mean,
I'm not trying to kill your guys' vibe. If you guys are stoked, go crazy on it. I'm just shove.
yeah, I don't know.
So you're
kind of-
anti people building the stories back out then? They're remaking all these stories?
I just feel like that's all we have now. Is just remakes. We
No,
don't
they're just
have a lot of
15
original.
years.
They're just trying to resell your childhood to you.
Only 90s kids.
I'm seeing.
Yeah,
I see a lot of that. A lot of 90s kids are gonna go back and watch it. But then this is gonna be for the new generation of kids that were born in 2010 or whatever. This is gonna be their jam now.
Yeah.
So what sucks for these kids? We had our own unique thing growing up. We were separate from our parents. We were unique. Yep. And these kids are getting force fed by us, getting force fed old stories, and they're not going to have anything that is their own for the sake of being able to sell a product to the widest audience.
That's a good way. That's a good way to think about it. Yeah, that's something that's kind of.
It's super sad. Wreck-It Ralph is a cool thing to me. That's something that those kids are this is ours. We're this generation that's separate from millennials that hasn't been named yet, or has it been named?
Gen Z
something. Yeah.
So I mean, they're getting their own stuff. Ready Player One, I think, was a really unique idea, but for the most part, they're just reliving our childhoods.
Yeah.
for
But
the sake of it's less money. They don't have to write anything.
Yeah, even like that stuff, like Ready Player One was a book, right? I'm sure Lion King was a book,
came
right?
out like only
before.
like 5, 7, 8 years ago. So
Right.
like it's still a new story, I think, is
Yeah.
what Trey's saying. So like Wreck-It Ralph 2 just came out.
Yeah. And it's their thing, you know, it's like an internet movie, you know, and that's their thing.
Sure.
Like Toy Story was our thing, which we're also jamming down their throats.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4.
Yeah, next year is the worst year for remakes. It's like Aladdin.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like just like tons of these great movies just
Yeah.
like having their soul sucked out of them Shang Tsung style, dude.
Yeah, it's true. With that being said, I'm pretty stoked on it, but I do see what Trey's saying. I'm not going to disagree with that.
It'll be interesting to see. I might check it out just to see.
You're going to check it out.
I will. So I just watch everything animated that comes out. I'm still like addicted to cartoons. I watch all the new ones that come out. It's weird to see now, like, cause like how much technology has changed the new or like the new kids stuff that's coming out. Cause like everybody's on the phone and like cell phones play like a huge role in like a lot of these stories. Like it's just like showing like millennial kids. I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
No, I mean, like, I think Disney still makes great movies. Like, I think Coco was them, right?
Dude,
like,
Coco is next level.
like Moana, a great story. And these are probably stories that are just taken from, like, folklore of those, like, regions that they're based in, you know?
Those cultures.
And it's, like, really cool to see those play out. It's like, we don't, like, maybe get another story from that region. It's like, we don't need that same fucking story all the time.
Dude, Coco is next level. I think that's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Like, full stop. Like, I loved that story so much. It like almost made me cry.
Oh, it made me feel good. It made me feel bad about, like, not respecting my family.
Disrespect.
The abuela board or whatever it is. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Have you seen Coco yet?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Some Mexican Heritage one, Day of the Dead.
Is that the one where like he gets the guitar?
Yeah.
I did watch it.
I love that one.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Thank you for joining us for episode 96 of EZPZ Podcast, coming at you on TheEZPZ.com, at TheEZPZ everywhere. I'm at Shaun S. Johnson. Nick, where can they find you?
Bazooka_Nick on Instagram.
And you're about to go get that haircut, so you better post a
I am.
picture.
I will.
Do it before and after.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he will. 2 years ago.
You got to do it before and after.
Well, he'll take one for me.
But you got to post one.
I'll post it. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
okay.
repost it.
At Bazooka_Nick.
Yeah, I had my schedule or my appointment scheduled for like 3 weeks from now, but he's like so stoked to do it. He's like, come in early. So.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, dude, I'm long hair. I'm like barbers everywhere splooging for a long-haired boy.
Yeah, no, they usually
want that.
hate that shit. But
Well, I mean, it sucks because it takes like an hour, but like
gonna tip
to
and
post
stuff?
that to post that like before and after, and
Oh.
like how great a cut they did. You know.
well, and I know the holiday season's like crazy for haircuts. Like,
Yeah.
I was about to try to get a haircut before Thanksgiving, and it was like 2 weeks before, and my dude was like totally booked out. I was like, okay.
Oh, man.
So
Dude,
he might just be
you're
trying to
telling-
get you out of the way.
Yeah, no, that could be too. But yeah, when I originally scheduled them, you have to schedule like at least a couple in advance, you know, because their schedules get so booked out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Trey, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/TotallyTrey, Totally Gamecast, 4:30.
4:30 p.m. Wednesday, coming at you live on twitch.tv/TotallyTrey. Gonna be talking about my PlayStation 4. I'm gonna beat Spider-Man today. I'm gonna maybe start another game. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Trey's got some good stuff already on the dock, and I'm gonna post some stuff today. So we're gonna get some good topics at you. Join us on the elliptical or wherever you're at.
I was gonna say I'll try to watch it live.
Yeah, watch it live, dude.
Come in there and spam chat.
Yeah, dude. I will.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you, though, for listening, everybody. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you. This has been EZPZ Podcast, episode 96, and we out.
Peace.
Trey, you going to say something?
No.
Thanks for podcasting, even though you're sick.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that.
No, I mean, I'm not that. It's just like when I woke up, I did not feel good. I'm